Hey the tubers, Redneck Brian here. Okay, the day has come. I'm going to start doing some more work on the Mastercraft here. I have decided it is going racer, but I got a little bit of work to do. If you remember from whenever I got this, I attempted to remove the pulley off the engine. It seized on there. It seized on there pretty good. So this is what my plan is. What I'm going to do to this. I'm going to take the engine out. I'm going to bring it in the shop, flip it upside down, and just soak it with penetrating oil and carb cleaner. I'm going to try to get that pulley loose. I'm going to pull it off and let it soak overnight. Because obviously you can't soak it while it's in the tractor. It's obviously you can't because it's the wrong way. It just doesn't work that way. It already has no bolt in it. I took the bolt out, I think the same day I bought this, and attempted to get that off. I even used a pry bar, but I'm going to resort to pulling the engine, and I'll just tip it upside down and do it that way. But if you look back at this, to get this engine out, I'm going to have to remove the grill, fenders, and hood, or primarily the fenders to get it out. But I'm going to take the whole front end off again to get the engine out. It'll make it a lot easier. And this will not be the first. This will not be the only time this engine's being pulled. The engine will be pulled when this gets repainted, but I'm not repainting it. It's too late in the season to repaint it now. During the winter, I might wire wheel the back end on it, and maybe do a little bit to the hood. And I got to get a pressure washer, and this thing needs to be washed really, really well. And that's pretty much it. And then obviously I need 2 new front tires. Relatively soon. That one is the one I redneck fixed. It is losing air a little bit every once in a while. It still does lose air. But what I'd like to do is put ag tires on the back and just a standard set that will fit those rims on the front. Because this does have a special set of rims on it. They're wider than normal MTD rims. I actually think the ones on this could be the same. I'm not sure though. But yeah, that's my plan. And just looking at this, it's not a cast iron front end. I thought it was a cast iron front end, but it's not. No big deal. I don't really care. So that's my plan. Steering action on this isn't too bad. So yeah, that's my idea for right now. Also, there's a few other things I gotta do. I gotta do a repair on the starter. It has a brand new starter on it, but when the guy did it, he forgot about the little bolt that goes right between this here, the post, and the actual starter motor itself. So you gotta be really careful undoing this that you don't break off the little connections right inside the starter. So yeah, I got to put a new bolt on that just to try to fix that, make the starter last. But I don't want to put my other starter on this. And that's pretty much it. So that's hit the snowblower. So that's my plans for today. It's about 20 to 1 right now. To take the front end off and to pull this engine, it's probably about a 30-minute job for me. I can do it just as fast as anybody else can. I'm doing them enough. Quite easy to do. Only difference on this one, I got to take off the tensioner, or the belt guide tensioner on the bottom. I think it's just 2 or 4 bolts to do that, and the 4 motor mount bolts. Fuel line, I do got like a full tank of gas, but nice thing with a rear tank, don't really got to worry about it leaking out too much. Just have the can here and just drain off what's in the line, and throttle, choke. And that's pretty much it. And also, when the engine's out, I'm probably going to end up taking off this here, because then I got more access to take off the rest of the motor stuff. Because the only other access you got is through that hole, which isn't much room at all. But with the engine out, I'll be able to just pull the battery out, and I can do that. And I'm also going to put my new battery box in, and I'll show you what I'm going to use. This is my new battery box right here. It's going to be a fully enclosed battery box with a strap on top. I'm just going to drill it and bolt it in, and that's pretty much it. Only other thing I'm unsure about is the exhaust. how to take that off. I might just unhook the muffler right from the engine. Don't know yet. We'll see. Have to wait and see once I get the front end off. Got some good news and a little bit of bad news. Good news, motor's out, but the bad news is 2 motor bolts snapped. I have never had an engine that has been this hard to pull out before. I have pulled out so many of these. I've done 8 horses, I've done 11 horses, I've done 18 horsepower engines, 16s, I've swapped like 15.5s to 24 horses. Never once broke off an engine bolt until now. Other than the head bolts on that other engine over there, but that's only the second time I've done head gaskets. And yeah, that was just at whim, they snapped off. So, this is what happened. I broke the engine bolt by the starter and at the front corner of the engine. Before you ask me, I did heat them. I sprayed them with carb cleaner. I sprayed them with Releasol. Fuck, I set the thing on fire by doing that because I was heating up with my torch. So yeah, and there's all kinds of acorns that were inside this engine, inside the shroud. So they're all out now. So there was at one time something nesting in this engine. But other than that, I've got it out. I got that soaking with carb cleaner in there, so hopefully that will soak through and that will release. But I've never once had one this hard to get out before. This thing must have sat in weeds for years. Like, that's the only thing I can think of that would explain this. This thing sat for years and years in weeds. Because considering those front tires still have nubbies on them, but they're completely trashed, this thing must have sat in like waist height weeds for a long, long time. Yeah, basically it was, I don't think it was used much. I don't think it has many hours on it, but it sure wasn't taken care of, that's for sure. It was probably never garaged, never covered up, but I'm working on getting these out now. While I'm at it, I might attempt to get the bolts out on that engine there, and I might just put that engine there back in, because that has the pressure lubrication. We'll see. While it's out, I might try, see, like I said, see about trying to swap them. Then if I get this one all cleaned up, I'll just sell this motor, because it's non-pressure lubrication, and I rather have pressure lubrication. So yeah, it's all out. It's looking okay. I still got to fix the starter. I can show you better what's wrong with it now. As you can see, this is loose. On all the starters that I have that have this problem, I just add a second bolt right in here. Then this bolt here goes on over top to tighten it down. But other than that, this motor is fine. There's no oil leaks at all that I've found on this motor. It's clean other than dirt and all the crap that was on it. I'm actually happy it's pouring down rain right now, because I caught that thing on fire a couple times. So yeah, other than that, it's all good. I'll let these all soak, and these bolts shouldn't be too hard to drill out. I got a good set of metal bits I'll use to drill out. I'll drill a small one, then gradually go bigger and bigger and bigger, and then I'll probably tap them. And I got plenty of engine bolts I can bolt this back in with, and that's pretty much it.